Hello there, welcome back to my channel, and we're continuing with the Lego that's retiring in 2025. Now obviously some people will be wondering why I'm doing it again, because obviously if you look back in some of my videos from a few months ago, I've got videos of going through all of the themes retiring for 2025. But basically, if you look at that video and then look at this video, you will see that there is differences. The figures value will have gone up, or the value of the set could have gone up, or the other way, it could have gone down. So that gives you an indication of whether it's a good set. It gives you a benchmark to kind of go from. So when I do the research, I kind of look back and that kind of thing. So I've got lots and lots of pads with all it written down. That's one of the reasons I do it in pen, is I can always look back on it. I know you could do it on computer, but it'd take a lot more time. So I do it on a pad of paper, so then if I want to, I can look back and see, oh, the figures were this amount and that amount and that kind of thing like that. Obviously the information is the same amount of figures and all that kind of thing. But you can look back and say, you know, 4 months ago, that set was selling on Amazon for £30, now it's selling on Amazon for 45. So it gives you an indication of whether it's a good set to invest in, or if it's staying the same, that also gives you the information of thinking, well, if it's staying the same, then, you know, is it a good investment or not? Or obviously if it's gone down, then you know that it's not a good set to invest in. Okay, so people, you know, like me saying, oh, you're doing it again, or whatever like that. But also there's a thing that we go through the information from Brick Fanatics, and because of Lego, you know, they're going on, they're going off, they're going on, they're going off. So you do a list and all these sets are on the list, and then you do a video, and then next thing, these ones are off and the other ones are on. So there is changes as well, so it does just give you more information to go on when you're buying sets. So just kind of explaining. But also this one's because I'm doing the sold numbers as well now, it gives you a bit more information. Whereas if you look back on the other ones, you may find that I've got, say, the how many people want it or whatever like that. So some of the information that I'm not giving you now could be on some of the older videos that I've done before. Okay, so this time it's the turn of ideas. There's probably not enough for one video, so I'll probably do ideas and marble, which will probably make it into a long video, but we'll see. Anyway, so ideas, basically with all the sets that are retiring, all of them, to save me saying it, all of them are expected good investments. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 7 idea sets, and all of them are expected good investments. So I don't need to say it for each time. So the first one is 21335, the motorized lighthouse, $259.99. Now, me personally, all of the big expensive sets, I would take it that, even though they say they're going to retire, I would take it with a big pinch of salt, because you know what Lego's like. Sets like these, they may well retire, but you know, if people think they're retiring and they start snapping them up and Lego sees a sales increase, you know what they're like. They could just go, oh well, we're going to extend that one, you know. So with the bigger sets, the more expensive sets like the motorized lighthouse, $259.99, you know, it's if it retires, just to be wary of that. You know, don't go out buying 10 of them or whatever it is like that. So it's got 2 unique figures valued at around £12. It's got annual expected growth of 7%. On Amazon, it's selling for between, or should I say, it's for sale for between £308 and £427. On eBay, it's sold for £290, and on Bricklink, it's valued at £253. It's sold 10,840 sets. Next one is 21341, the Disney Hocus Pocus, $199.99. There again, if it retires. 7 figures, 6 of them unique, valued at £49. It's got an annual expected growth of 7%, and it's for sale on Amazon for between £199 and £342. It's sold on eBay for $200, and it's valued on Bricklink for $194. And I've noticed I've missed out how many it's sold, so I'll have to put that on after. It gives my wife another job to do. Next one is 21342, the Insect Collection, $69.99. It's got an annual growth of 7%, and it's being sold on Amazon for between £65 and £150, and it's sold on eBay for £85. It's valued on Bricklink for £70.25, and 4,985 have been sold. Next one is 21343, the Viking Village, £124.99. It's got 4 unique figures valued at £15. Annual expected growth of 7%. On Amazon, it's being sold for between £125 and £169. On eBay, it's sold for £156, and on Bricklink, it's valued at £120.31, and it's sold 9,452. And the next one is 21344, the Orient Express train, £259.99. There again, high value, we'll see. 8 unique figures valued at £53. The expected annual growth of 8%. On Amazon, it's being sold for between £319 and £540, and on eBay, it's sold for £290, and on Bricklink, it's valued at £281. It's sold 3,339 sets. Next one is 21346, the Family Tree, £79.99. It's got an expected annual growth of 7%, selling on Amazon for between £100 and £165. It's sold on eBay for £80, and Bricklink value at £69. It's sold 1,603 sets. And the last one for ideas is 21347, the Red London phone box, £99.99. Expected annual growth of 8%. On Amazon, it's being sold for between £114 and £203, and on eBay, it's sold for £100. Bricklink is valued at £102, and they've sold 3,307 sets. Now, that reminds me, I just want to do my repetitive spiel. The numbers that I'm giving you, the sets that are sold, like I've said before, they're going from the site that I pay a premium for each month to get the information. It's from the sales of Amazon, eBay, Bricklink and StockX, and it's from the sales from America, UK, Europe, Denmark and Australia. So like I keep saying in my other videos, it's only because I get people who kind of pop up onto one video and then comment and then wonder where I get the information from. So I times it by 4 and then gives you an idea of what to go. I know it's repetitive over and over and over again, but I keep getting comments from people saying, where's this from, where's that from, and you know, all that kind of thing. So right, also I do keep making mistakes as in forgetting information, but it's my wife's own fault, because I'm writing the information down and then she starts talking to me or whatever like that, and then I turn back around and then I start doing something else and I get disturbed and miss out a bit of information. So anyway, right, so now we're on Marvel. There's 2 sets that are retiring in July. 76278, the Rocket Warbird versus Ronan, £31.99. It's got 2 unique figures valued at £17, the expected annual growth of 5%. On Amazon, it's being sold for between £22 and £34, and on eBay, it's sold for £32. Bricklink is valued at £25. I've sold 1,600 sets. Next one is 76284, the Green Goblin construction figure, £31.99. Out of all the figures, it seems to be the only one that is expected to kind of do reasonably well. I mean, I picked up one of them, but I only got it because I got it at clearance, you know. So normally I don't buy the figures. That's the only one I've got. So Amazon, it's being sold for between £20 and £34. On eBay, it's sold for £34, which is a couple of pounds more than MSRP. And on Bricklink, it's valued at £24.45. It's sold 743 sets. Now we're on to the December retired. First one is 10789, the Spider-Man's Car and Doc Ock, £8.99. It's got 2 figures, 1 unique, valued at around £5. Expected annual growth of 8%. It's being sold on Amazon for between £6.74 and £14. And on eBay, I've got no idea why, but it's sold for £35.88 on eBay. An £8.99 set sold on eBay for £35. Bricklink value is at £8.52. It's sold 2,077 sets. There's a big difference between the ideas that I've just done and the Marvel. Out of all the Marvel, there's only 5 that have got expected good investments, so that's why I'm not saying it. Next one is 10794, the Team Spidey Web Spinner Headquarters, $49.99. 6 figures, 3 unique, valued at £26. Expected annual growth of 7%. On Amazon, it's being sold for between £34 and £58. On eBay, it's sold for £54, and Bricklink is valued at £38. And it's sold 416 sets. Next one is 11199, Team Spidey Dino Crawler Rescue, $24.99. Got 2 unique figures valued at £22, which is almost the value of the set. 7% annual growth. Amazon, it's being sold for between £24.99 and £45. On eBay, it's sold for £27. Bricklink value at £22, and it's sold only 50 sets so far. Next one is 76178, the Daily Bugle, $299.99 if it retires. 25 figures, 18 of them unique, valued at around £135. It's got an annual expected growth of 8%, and it's also got an expected good investment. On Amazon, it's being sold for between £389 and £524. On eBay, it's sold for £350, and Bricklink is valued at £292. It's sold 21,212 sets. Next one is 76191, the Infinity Gauntlet, $79.99. This was one that quite a lot of people are interested in. Amazon, it's being sold for between £70 and £153. On eBay, it's sold for £84. I didn't say the percentage, did I? The percentage is 5%. Bricklink value at £64, and it's sold 21,674 sets. Next one is 76261, the Spider-Man Final Battle, $94.99. It's got 9 figures, 7 unique, valued at £33. It's got a 5% annual increase with an expected good investment. Amazon, it's being sold for between £79 and £141, and on eBay it's sold for £85. On Bricklink it's valued at £77, and it's sold 5,800 sets. Next one is 76276, Venom Mech Armor versus Miles Morales, $12.99. 2 figures, 1 unique, valued at £5. It's got an 8% expected growth. Amazon's being sold for between £12.99 and £25. eBay sold for £16, Bricklink valued at £11, sold 3,322 sets. Next one is 76277, the War Machine Mech Armor, $12.99. 1 unique figure valued at £5.50. It's got a 5% annual increase. Amazon's being sold for between £12 and £32. eBay it's sold for £19. Bricklink is valued at £11, and they sold 2,465 sets. Next one is 76279, Spider-Man Race Car and Venom Green Goblin, $24.99. 3 figures, 1 unique, valued at around £12. It's got a 8% expected increase. Amazon's being sold for between £20 and £40. eBay it's sold for £28, and Bricklink is valued at £21. It's sold 1,075 sets. Next one is 76280, Spider-Man vs Sandman Final Battle, $31.99. That's the one that fits on top of the other one, the 76261. 3 figures, 2 unique, valued at £12. It's got a 5% expected increase. Amazon's being sold for between £25 and £46. eBay is sold for £32, and Bricklink is valued at £27. It's sold 2,989 sets. Next one is 76281, X-Men the X-Jet, $74.99. It's got 4 unique figures valued at around £42, which isn't bad for the set really. 6% increase. Amazon's been sold between £58 and £94. On eBay it's sold for £65, and Bricklink is valued at £61. It sold 3,061 sets. Next one is 76282, the Rocket and Baby Groot, $54.99. It's got 1 unique figure valued at £11, 5% increase, and Amazon is being sold for between £44 and £58. And on eBay, I forgot to put it on there, so my wife's got some work to do. Bricklink, it's valued at £41, and it sold 2,629 sets. Next one is 76285 Spider-Man mask, $59.99. It's got an 8% increase. Amazon's been sold between £88 and £150. On eBay it's sold for $94. Bricklink is valued at $58, and it's sold 3,779 sets. Next one is 76286 The Guardian of the Galaxy, the Milano, $159.99. 4 unique figures valued at £49, 5% annual increase. It's got an expected good investment. Amazon's been sold for between £147 and £269, and on eBay it's sold for £160. Bricklink is valued at £122. It's sold 1,341 sets. Next one is 76287 Iron Man with Bike and the Hulk, $12.99. 2 unique figures valued at £10, which isn't bad for a $12.99 set. So obviously you should be able to get it for about £10 anyway. It's got a 5% increase. Amazon's been sold for between £13 and £27. eBay it's sold for $17. Bricklink valued at $10. It's sold 548 sets. Next one is 76288 The Iron Man and Iron Legion versus Hydra Soldier, $19.99. Got 4 figures, 1 unique, valued at £13. So expected annual growth of 6%. Amazon's been sold for between £16 and £38. eBay sold for $22. Bricklink value at $15. Sold 1,577 sets. Next one is 76289 Thor versus Surtur construction figure, $24.99. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but never mind. 3 unique figures valued at £20, which isn't bad for a $24.99 set. 6% increase. Amazon's being sold for between £43 and £57. eBay sold for $28. Bricklink valued at $22. It sold 826 sets. Next one is 76290 The Avengers versus the Leviathan, $44.99. 5 figures, 4 unique, valued at £26. 5% annual increase. Amazon's been sold for between £35 and £45. On eBay sold for $40. Bricklink valued at $32, and it sold 1,255 sets. Next one is 76291 The Avengers Assemble Age of Ultron, $89.99. That's one of those that I bought from B&M for £50 the other day. 9 figures, 6 unique, valued at £45, which ain't bad because it has been 50, sorry, no. 6% increase. It's got an expected good investment. Amazon's been sold for between £73 and £165. £165 on a set I pay 50 quid. Not that I don't think I'll get that, but never mind. eBay sold for $90, and Bricklink is valued at $66. Now they've sold 895 sets. Next one is 76295 The Avengers Helicarrier, $69.99. This has got a bit of hate, you know, sort of some people hate it, some people like it, but I don't know. Because here in the UK, I think it was Sainsbury's was selling it for £40, I think, something like that, when it not long came out. Anyway, that's got a 5% increase and also an expected good investment. Amazon being sold for between £70 and £156. eBay it's sold for $55, and Bricklink value at $62, which isn't bad. There's 1,057 sets been sold. Next one is 76296 New Captain American construction figure, $29.99. It's got a 5% annual increase. Amazon's been sold for between £21 and £32. On eBay, $33, and Bricklink valued at $28. Now there's not enough data on it yet to say how many has been sold, because it's quite new and the website hasn't got any data on it. On Amazon, yeah, got that, done that now. Next one is 76298 The Iron Spider-Man construction figure, $29.99. That again has got an expected annual growth of 8%. On Amazon it's being sold for between £30 and £50. On eBay it's sold for $35. On Bricklink it's valued at $23, and it's sold 601 sets. Next one is 76307 Iron Man Mech vs Ultron, $12.99. 2 unique figures valued at £15, which isn't bad, that's more than the actual set. 5% increase. Amazon's been sold for between £13 and £33, and on eBay sold for £17. Bricklink is valued at $12. and sold 486 sets. Next one is 76308, Spider-Man Mech versus Anti-Venom, $12.99. 2 figures, 1 unique, valued at £10. It's got an 8% increase. Amazon's been sold for between £13 and £29, and on eBay is sold for £17. Bricklink is valued at $11. They sold 573 sets. And the last one is 76310, Iron Man car and Black Panther versus Red Hulk, $24.99. It's got a 5% expected increase. Amazon's been sold for between £26 and £45. eBay is sold for $28, and Bricklink is valued at $19. It sold only 134 sets. Now, just to remind you, the information that I go on from all these different sites, obviously it could change. So, you know, if I tell you that 13,000 is sold, and then you go on the website, if you've done the same as I've done, and find out it says 15,000 sold, it's only the difference between when I got the information and wrote it down and done the videos and uploaded them and all that kind of thing like that. So I'm not lying to you, it's just a kind of, you know, obviously the figures are going to change. Also things like maybe the figures like Obi-Wan Kenobi, some sort of thing happens that all of a sudden the figures just skyrocket in value, and I say that the figure's worth, I don't know, £4 or whatever, and then all of a sudden it just goes mental and it's worth 200, you know. So obviously sometimes it will change. Right, so my next video will be Harry Potter. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.